Chandler with her first story time. So this should be fun, right? I've been through a lot of things, so this is gonna be my first story time ever. I hope you guys really like it. This story time is actually gonna be about the time when I was attending my PWI and I had an issue. So pretty much summing it up, it's gonna be the time where when they went low, I went high. So, setting the scene up, I did go to a PWI. I'm not going to disclose the name. If you search me hard enough, you'll find it. I just don't want to publicly say it because I don't want any issues to happen. But I did go to a PWI, which is a predominantly white institution, with a 10% people of color statistic. So, just setting the scene up for you there, I was the only black girl who actually graduated from the art department in 2015. So, just setting the scene, that's pretty much where I was. This incident happened in the art building one night while I was working on a project for my digital imaging class. So, setting up the building, when you first walk in, of course there's like a lot of other classrooms, but we're going to focus on the main front hallway. When you come down, offices, all whiteboards on one side with two classrooms, whiteboards for hanging up artwork, also artwork, whiteboards hanging up on this side, two different Mac labs. There was a smaller Mac lab that I was working in that evening. Now, I had actually been in there, it wasn't that late at that moment. I spent a lot of time in there my senior year, but it was early enough to where there was a class going on at the time, but it was a later evening class. And they were doing a critique outside while I was working inside on some of my scanography work. At the time, I had been very intrigued by flowers, so I was pretty much just plucking them, I'm sorry, and scanning them in and messing around with them in Photoshop. I had already did one project, and I was currently working on my second one for my digital imaging class. So I was there that late evening working on that. One of them was already hanging up. It was my very first project, and in that area, I had never worked with scanography as far as flowers are concerned prior to. So I'm working, and they're doing a class critique, and this is after the class critique, and the girls are out there, and they're pretty much just trashing my artwork. Mind you, it just came out of nowhere because my artwork was next to their class's critique, so I guess just so happenly they looked at it and they were just like, oh my gosh, like, who would do this? This is so basic. Like, what does this mean? You know? And, you know, I'm in the art room. They don't know I'm in there because I'm quiet because I'm by myself working on artwork. And I was just like, are you talking about my stuff? You know, and I was the only one that had worked on flowers at the time. So, and that was pretty much the only thing that was in the building. So I was like, they're talking about my stuff. And so I was like, no, right? And so I'm just so baffled because they keep going for like 2 minutes. I mean, just pretty much tearing my artwork to shreds. And I'm thinking in that moment, what do I do? Do I go in there and go, or do I just, you know, let it go? I decided to combine them, you know, just to let them know that, you know, you should be really careful about what you say in front of people. So I kind of just walk out of the lab, just acting like I think I'm going to get some water. And I was like, hey, you guys, that's actually my artwork. And they look like deer in headlights, okay? Little white deers. That's not nice. And they just like pause. I mean, crickets. You could have heard a pencil drop in there, okay? And I'm thinking in my head, so what are y'all gonna say? Is anybody gonna talk? And so first thing they go is, I'm just so sorry. You know, I just didn't. I don't need any of that. I understand art is subjective. I get that. It's a different industry, but it's just how you say it, you know? And that's pretty much what I told them. I was just like, like, it's okay, because your sorries mean nothing because you were just trashing my work. Let's not act like you still don't feel that way. I was like, it's okay. You guys should just really be mindful about how you say things in public because you never know who's in the art building. Okay? They clearly looked at me weird for the rest of the year. Fast forwarding, it is time for the junior or the art review show at my school, and I submit my big work that I had been working on while I was there and working that night. Two big pieces, poster size, scanography, flowers and representation, taking inspiration from The Bells by Edgar Allan Poe. A really good poem. I don't do Edgar like that anymore just because I'm trying to be the light in the world and he's really dark, but still definitely a person who inspired me a lot in my younger years. So those actually got into the art show with a couple of my other pieces, and I was just so excited. And so then, while we're hanging up the artwork, the president of my school walks by, and she's like, whose artwork is this? And I was just like, this little black girl over here. And she was like, I gotta have these. Do not sell them. I want them. So my professor runs over. She's like, yeah, we'll take care of it. You'll get it. Da-da-da. I was like, fanning out low key, and not because of her, but just because the president of my school wants to buy my artwork. Little black girl Chandler, she wants to buy my artwork. And not saying that I'm not just as good, but like I said, I went to a PWI. And so she ended up buying my artwork, which is funny because I actually changed the price of it prior to hanging it. It was at one price, and then I changed it just because I had to purchase frames and stuff. And I low-key wish I would have doubled, tripled it, or whatever. But nevertheless, it was just a great experience. My artwork is now hanging up in one of the big meeting rooms at my alma mater. It actually won several different awards, monetary, non-monetary. One of the awards that I was actually given in honor of someone. She came and she actually wanted to buy them, and she was really sad to find out that they were sold. So it's just really one of those things that, God will prepare the table for your enemies. And I don't want to say those girls were enemies, but they definitely weren't on my side at that moment, And as artists, it's hard to take criticism. I've definitely learned it. And so it was just really interesting to see it kind of come full circle. The same thing that they had bashed me about was the same thing I was getting praised for now. So it's all about keep pushing, keep trying. Even when your haters and your doubters say no, if God's put it in your heart, you just keep pushing. And so that's pretty much my story time of the time when they went low, I went high, and I think that it ended out pretty good. I went and saw my pieces for the second time in that area to show my mom. Then because she was the main one rooting for me when I told her the situation, she was just like, Chan, you need to tell them. She's always trying to go to war for me. And I love her so much. And it was just a really great experience. It really taught me to push myself and that I can do anything if I put my mind to it. And when God has something inside of you, the devil can't do anything about it, So that's my story time about when they went low, I went high. See you guys later.